What is the difference between Jesus and other ascended masters? Are they kind of all on the same level, or do they have a different purpose? In this video today, I'm going to be getting into that in depth, the information that I have directly received, and what it means for you. I know this is going to resonate with a lot of people, and a lot of us have been raised with various wisdom traditions. Different religions talk about the ascended masters. They have different interpretations. But I want to share with you the truth that I am getting on this subject and how it is relevant for you right now in 2025 as the earth is going through this great shakening, this great awakening. Within church circles, they call it the revival. And I remember back in the days of church, for me, we anticipated it, we called it revival. There are prophecies that exist within Christianity that talk about a time when the earth will awaken to the truth. I believe we're in that time now. Some of us know it as revival. Some of us know it as ascension. Some of us know it as a new golden age of humanity. Zoroastrianism talked about this specific time. I got a lot to cover today, but before I do, I want to hear from some of you. I want to hear who is joining, where you're from. Janice, great to see you. I'm so glad you caught this. I don't know if you saw the title, but we're talking about the difference between Jesus and all the other ascended masters, Buddha, Krishna, and so on. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different interpretations. But I want to be clear about what the information I'm getting. And so I know you'll receive it with love. And I will welcome questions at the end, because some of you are going to have some new things that you're learning, new perspective, new lens to see your life through and reality through. And I think it's going to be very useful to you, particularly during these times. Who is noticing everything is changing, everything's evolving. We are stepping up, we're stepping out, we're coming into alignment with our higher calling. Now, not everybody is going through that process. Some, you will observe, are getting angrier, are descending more into frequency, heaviness, vibration. Let them be who they are. Your job is not to control, but to align with what you're meant to be doing. And not everyone's going to receive this video. Not everybody's going to resonate with it, because it will only resonate for those at the level of consciousness to receive it. It doesn't mean it's too advanced. I'm sure there are other videos that go into a lot more detail than I. But the people that are meant to receive this will, and I know they will. All right, in saying that, and we'll have questions at the end, I want to get into some of what I wrote down and the difference between Jesus, the Christ, and other ascended masters, who I love their teachings, by the way. Let me canvas this conversation with, I love the teachings of Krishna and Buddha, and some of the other great masters like Lao Tzu, and even more modern spiritual teachers, Eckhart Tolle, Wayne Dyer, Dolores Cannon, to name just a few there. All right, so what is the difference between Jesus, the Christ, the other ascended masters, the other guides, the other teachers? Ascended masters were and are seekers of truth. And these are Jesus' words. I am the truth. He proclaimed he was text. I want to be very clear with this. I don't preach religion. I preach truth. And truth is universal. Truth is for all of us. We don't need to occupy a building somewhere or go and do something. Really, what we're being called to is to be something. To be something and allow something to arise from within you. So you are the altar. You are the church. You are the chosen people. And the same power that operated in the Christ is the same power, is the same process and awakening and energy and divinity that is in you, that is in me. Those that choose to align, those that choose to awaken. So the difference between Christ and teachers and masters that we can have reverence for and respect and we can follow, but they are not the truth. He is the truth and the light. Why? Many of you that don't have a Christian background will not understand that. Some of you that do have a Christian background will have a misinterpretation of the true essence of what that is about. And so I want to clarify it for you. They taught wisdom, the ascended masters. Jesus's words again, I embody divine wisdom itself. They walked a path of enlightenment. I came to awaken humanity and to restore direct connection with the divine. See, he's a direct connection to the divine. He said, greater things shall you do, even the least among you, than I do. What was he leading the way? He was bridging the gap between the divine and humanity. Buddha sought truth. Buddha sought enlightenment. And yes, he was enlightened. But he is the truth and the path in which we reach the divine. Say, I am divine. You are. And this has also been misinterpreted. We often say we're God. We are essences or children of, and even language does not really articulate what I'm pointing to, but it's a pointer. But we are aspects of the one divine source. I tend to stay away from the word God because we tend to personify it. We give it a gender. We think it's a father because we're using language to point toward. But God does not have a gender. God is spirit. God is truth. God is light. And that essence, divinity, light is in you. Who agrees with that? I am divine, Yolanda says. Amazing. I am divine, Aaron says. Beautiful. Regeneration. Janice is reminding me, yes, we are doing a retreat in Maui, which is all about awakening in May. I'm going to leave a video link to that in the show notes of this when you can watch the replay. And I'll talk about that much with time, but I want to get into some of this. Many spiritual teachers such as Buddha, Krishna, and others have guided humanity toward awakening. They sought and discovered great truths, but Jesus, the Christ, is different because he did not come to teach. He is the embodiment of divine truth itself. And you can access, Dolores Cannon called it the source of all knowledge, all wisdom, all healing. Some call it now the quantum field or reality. We all are pointing to the same thing. Yes, we have different words of articulation. Yes, we describe it in many ways, but it is pointing to the same place. Now, I have great respect. Let me say this. I have great respect for Buddha and Krishna and Lao Tzu and many of the others, but they play a different role. And there is a distinction between them. But Jesus is just not another enlightened teacher. He is the bridge between the divine and humanity. Other masters pointed the way. Jesus is the way. Who has heard that? I am the way, the truth, the light. Now you know what he means. Now I encourage you to seek him directly. You can have your own relationship with the divine. Some want to call him Yeshua. Some want to call him Jesus. Some want to call him the Christ. It doesn't really matter. It's the same force. However is right for you. Remember, religion teaches that there is an intercessory between you and the divine. I teach that you have a direct connection to the divine. You don't need to go somewhere. You are where you need to be, and you can connect anytime you want, right here, right now. I invite you to ask to feel the presence of the divine. Feel that tingling through your body when you open up and you allow. Jesus didn't come to start a religion. That's what they did with his teachings. And then they clamped down and created control. And I could go through the history of Council of Nicaea and the Roman Empire and how it pivoted from paganism into Christianity and all of that centuries, which is the Piscean Age. We're coming out of that now. We're remembering the truth that is. Now, many Christians think that the revival, the awakening is going to happen within the church. Jesus said to me, it is not happening in any old structure. It is happening in you. It is happening in me. It is the arising consciousness within the hearts of humanity. This is what this awakening, revival is about. Now, do we have any questions? I love to answer questions. Who can see the distinction between what Christ offers and what other wisdom teachers offer, either living or not embodied? Now, you can call upon whoever you want on the spirit side. You can call upon your guides, your angels, Jesus, the source guide, and you can give them whatever name you want. I did this recently in a Dolores Cannon past life regression. If you want to call your guide Santa Claus, if that works for you, hey, your heart out. They don't really have names anyway. It's energy that you're connecting. It's energy that is flowing through you. So if you want to talk to your angels and your guides because they are there to help you along the way, you can. If you want to reach out for wisdom, you might reach out to the wisdom of the Buddha, Santa Maria, Mother Mary. Ask for motherly love and wisdom and encouragement. You can. Let's be careful that we don't idolize. This was another thing he said to me. Worship really means not to bow down to an idol. Although you might want to have an image of someone that is your teacher. It might be Jesus. But we don't want to worship in the traditional sense of bowing down. Worship is about surrender. It is about the heart more than anything else. It's about the heart connecting and opening, the heart chakra opening and allowing it to dissolve resistance. The message of Christ was one of what? What was the cross about? Surrender. Letting go. Allowing all of the negativity to come upon him, allowing everything that was hateful and negative and the rock throwing and the piercing in the side. And nonetheless, to allow it all without any resistance. The greater sacrifice. And what was he teaching us? That when we surrender in life, when we let go, when we allow, then this force, this divinity is able to shine through. And that force is more potent and powerful than anything else in the universe. That's going to transform a marriage. That's going to heal a child. That is going to change the world. And you are a part of this, if you choose it. Now, you can just not resonate and have your own practice. There is no right or wrong, remember. Those that are called will come. Those that are aligned will synchronize. And those who are not will find other ways. We do not live in a black and white world. Actually, say that after me. I don't live in a black and white world. So much of the time, whether it's politics or religion, we get trapped in black and white thinking, right and wrong, one way and another. The way Christ or Jesus communicates with me is never through fear. He said, "You will always know my voice because it will always come in love," with an absence of fear. The only hell that exists is the hell of our own creation, the hell of our mind. In fact, Jesus said in a parable, he was talking of hell, and he was talking about a very literal place, not in the belly of the earth or some other dimension. He was talking about a literal place called Gehenna, right at the edge of Jerusalem, where they would burn their rubbish. The hell that he spoke to metaphorically in the New Testament and throughout the teachings of Christ is the hell of our own creation, our separation from the light. The Course of Miracles says the darkness, the shadow, the illusion. He was calling that out, and he was saying, you can step out of hell. I've liberated you from hell. I've liberated you from suffering. And I'm offering you a path that you can follow that will lead to joy, abundance, peace, freedom. That is the way of Christ. That is the consciousness. That is the awakening to truth, the awakening to love. And knowing that everything, including everything that you seek, the joy, the peace, the love, the companionship is found within your heart. And you can connect, whether you do it through worship as an act of surrender, or in meditation, or in any way that feels aligned to you. Now, do we have any questions? Hello, Matthew and Yolanda and Soren and Dana and Janice, of course. My sister Janice, love to see you here. And if we don't have any questions in the live stream, perhaps we will get some in the replay. I offered this in the last video. If you have a question for Jesus, specifically to you, or it might be a question about the goings on in the world, could be anything. Nothing is off limits as long as it's respectful. I will ask when I go into that space, that silence, and I tune into my heart and get the information. I tend to stay away from the word channeling, because all channeling is allowing something to come through you. You can all channel Jesus. You all have that. That is the way, the truth, the light. That is your connection. So anyone that tells you, oh, you got to be someone sharing to the masses that can have this type of connection, is lying to you. That's what religion did for 2,500 years. No, you have the connection. You have the connection. I can guide, I can facilitate a conversation here, as I love to do. and I can help people make the connection for themselves. But once you've made the connection, you need to have your own connection relationship. And you don't need an intercessory that is going to profit off you or do whatever, as religion has done. And those leaders that have done that, their time is, I've been shown this, coming to a close, where there will be an empowerment with those with pure hearts and a rising up. It's already happening. Are you noticing it in politics? Are you noticing it in the countries that you are? Where are people joining from around the world? I know we've got Hawaii and we have Melbourne and we have, who else have we got here? We got Soren over in Eastern Europe. And someone said, I love to see you, Kim. I am divine. Yes, you are. You are a daughter of the divine. And you're a beautiful individual aspect of divinity itself. How can you look in the mirror and criticize that? Do we have any questions? Hello, Matthew from the United States. What part of the US are you from? You'll have to join our retreat in May. It's going to be incredible. I tell you what, let me talk briefly about the retreat. I was divinely guided to Maui. And Maui called me. It has the most loving, beautiful, healing energy. I've never visited a place with such potent energy. St. Louis, Missouri. Well, you can get a direct flight, I'm sure, to Maui and join us. I'd love for you to come. We work as an intimate group, so numbers are limited. But what we're able to do is hold space for 3 days for people and just love on them and support them through a very deep, energetic healing, an activation, a rebirth, a awakening experience. It happened for me at the end of the retreat last time. Some of you noticed the difference in me. I released so much resistance and fear that I held within my own consciousness. I let it go. I let go of expectation and what I should be and should do and all of that stuff. And now it just surrendered. Surrendered as Christ surrendered. And with that surrendering comes this absolute flow or channeling of something greater than myself. And when that happens, you create miracles every day. I'm doing it through, I was guided to specific supplements that are just the right supplements that my body needs right now for all of the physical stuff. I'm getting all these gifts. Janice, tell them about the products in the chat. It's spirit, it's soul, it's body. It's not black and white. It's not one or the other. No, we came to live life abundantly. Say, I came here to live a life and a life abundantly. You should be healthy, not being sick and tired and achy and breaky. You're meant to be well. You're meant to be inspired, in joy, in love, walking in love, in peace. Jesus said, I came that you would have a life abundantly. Abundant life. That's what I'm occupying right now. And it feels good. It feels peaceful. I feel alive and in authenticity. Not everyone's going to like it, but when you cease to care what others think, you can just flow and be and do what you're meant to be doing and fulfill your soul's calling. Some of you have questioned yourself. Some of you have self-censored and apologized and held back. Let it go. Surrender it now. You might even open your arms in this moment and do the act of surrender. You can let it go and it will fall away if you choose to detach yourself from it. Before we close today, I want you to close your eyes and just go to that heart space. Now, this isn't a religious thing, and you don't have to join anything or do anything. This is about you and divinity itself. But as your eyes are closed, just invite that presence. You might want to call it Yeshua or Jesus or the divine or whatever works for you. Just that love that is unconditional, that love that is with you, that supports you, that will never leave you. Just feel that in your heart. Know that it is there. Know that you have been chosen for such a time as this. And that you are extensions of this great love, that you have meaning and purpose, and that you are joined in this family of light. I love you. I know you're all loved. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments, and I'll let you know the retreat link as well. That will be people that feel called here. If you feel a call, perhaps Matthew, you felt the call here, not here. That'll talk you out of it. That'll tell you it's too much, it's too costly, I can't get enough vacation time, and all the conditioning that generally plays out. But if you feel it here and you feel the call, I will leave the link for you. And I'll tell you more about the products I'm on. I could just talk all day, but I must stay focused and not go over the time that I've allocated. Much love. I'll see you next time.